So I started a sportswear brand. And no, this isn't one of those Temu gimmicks, one of those get rich quick schemes. This is one of those things where it's like, it did come off of a story that seemed hopeless, but ended up becoming something and flourishing into something that could potentially help others and impact people's lives. So stay tuned to see exactly how it got to that point. So my name's Armani. I'm the founder and owner of Kosmic Sols. And one of the biggest reasons why I created this brand is so when people look at what they're wearing, they can have a reason and they can have a message there to potentially help them push through either a rut or even continue to keep doing what they want to do, whether it's chasing their purpose, building something, whatever the case may be. So it is mainly for athletes, but hey, anybody could wear it. I wear it to the mall. Whatever you want to do. So yeah, man, like the story behind this, it's kind of interesting to say the least. It is something that where if you hear this story, you're like, it kind of sounds hopeless, but at the same time, it could help a lot of people, get to where they want to get and do what they want to do at the end of the day. Because this has been a dream of mine for the longest, that I've been keeping to myself for a while. I've been gatekeeping it, but now we're at a point where it's out and we're building and we're gonna grow this thing. So just to give y'all a little bit of backstory of exactly why we even exist. Back in the day when I was a little jit, that's a Florida term for y'all who are not in Florida. When I was a jit, I was always big into sports. Even now I'm big into sports, whether it's basketball, whether it's football. Really, those are the two main ones. But anything athletic, I'll tune into and I'll give it a chance, right? But basketball, football are my two main things. So when I was a kid, I used to, I got really deep into both sports. I would do research. I'll watch past games. I'll see why athletes are the way they are, or the way their mentality is, how they train. Like, I'll do all my research because at the end of the day, like, that was a really big passion of mine. So I ended up getting into sports, mainly basketball. I used to go outside in the hot summer Florida heat, and I'll literally go and just get shots up, do dribble moves. And honestly, I ain't never really had a trader, so I would just go out and practice and do my thing. So it got to the point, bro, where, I got older, I got into middle school, got into high school, and I really got into the game. And then I ended up, actually playing the organized version of it, or playing organized basketball. So ended up playing organized basketball, but I had one big dilemma. I ain't gonna lie, your boy was kind of lazy. Like, what I mean by that is, I'll go out and I'll shoot, I'll go out and train, I'll do my thing. But the thing is, when it came to practice, when it came to those hot summer workouts, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. I wasn't down for it. Like, I thought I was, and I thought I was ready for it, but in reality, I really wasn't. But I knew I wanted to play sports. So long story short, bro, your boy was so lazy, I ended up falling out of the game. I ended up putting on some pounds and everything. So eventually I got to a point where it was like, I turned 18 and it was like, damn, this is over. So your boy had to get a job. And next thing you know, I ended up applying. And I ended up getting a job at Metro, the cell phone store. If y'all know, y'all know. Metro by T-Mobile or Metro PCS, whatever y'all want to call it. That's where I ended up going to. So, sales. And the thing with sales, which is funny about me getting into sales, I was always an introvert. I was always a shy kid. Like, I was never the guy who would, like, go out my way to do things and make friends or whatever the case may be. Like, I will always make friends, but it's not something that I will go out my way to do. So eventually I ended up getting the sales job, and honestly, going into it, I'm like, I could do it, but at the same time, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, because at the end of the day, I'm not used to just going up to people and talking to them and trying to sell them something. Like, I wasn't used to it. And when I got into it, I'm gonna be honest, from the first day I started sales, never liked it, honestly. Always hated it. But what I will say is, sales has been the greatest thing that's ever happened to me, just because it has put me in uncomfortable situations, and it put me in situations where it was like, all right, either you're going to adjust or you're going to die, because I ain't have no plan B, to be honest. I wasn't going to college, even though I could have. honestly, I was like, yeah, I'm done with school. I got good grades. I was a smart kid, but I ain't gonna lie, I do hate school. So I wasn't gonna go to college. And I told my mom's that, and she was pissed, to be honest. But hey, it is what it is. We get over things over time. But what I will say is, though, like I said, sales has been the greatest thing that's happened to me because it put me in uncomfortable situations. It made me learn how to speak to people. It made me learn how to ask questions. And it made me learn how to provide value to people depending on what their needs are. So eventually with the Metro job, I ended up, doing well in it. Not at first, I ain't gonna lie. It was that adjustment period. But over time, I got to learn it. I started doing well. And then eventually, right before I turned 19, I ended up taking over the sales manager role to where I'm a 19-year-old manager, which was like, yeah, it's at Metro. But at the same time, it's like, all right, like this is kind of cool. And it kind of validated that, hey, you got something here. You kind of know what you're doing. So long story short, I ended up moving up the ranks. I ended up going to the big leagues, T-Mobile, same thing, started as a rep. And honestly stayed as a rep, ended up becoming one of T-Mobile's top salespeople. And then I moved over to the business side, in the business side, that's just dialing. Like, you talking to actual businesses, you talking to people who actually really need you to create value because their business depends on it. So I ended up going to the business side. Was it intimidating at first? Yes. For a 22-year-old kid going to the business side, is like, damn, I'm talking to CEOs. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. But I ain't gonna lie, I got there, hit the ground running, just like that. I ended up doing very well there. Ended up getting my money. I ain't gonna lie, when it comes to the sales, bro, sales is where the money at if you can do it. So yeah, I hit the ground running, got a couple of these, you know what I'm saying? So your boy was doing this thing, but I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. Over all of this time, in the back of my head, I felt like I was going through a crisis. Like, I'm doing this sales role, I'm creating value for people, but I still feel empty in a sense. Like, something's missing. Why? Like, I'm making a lot of money for my age. Like, what's going on? What is it? And then I realized this ain't really my purpose. Like, I feel like I can do a little bit more when it comes to that. Like, yeah, it's fun. And I'm helping and I'm making money, but at the same time, where does this all lead to at the end of the day? So I had to go back to the drawing board. I'm like, bro, I really had to get to know myself again. And like, yo, what are you gonna do? How are you going to drive value? How are you going to actually help people? And I got to a point where I was like, I love sports, I love helping people, I love anything athletic, and I love helping people find their purpose, which I struggled with at the time, even though I could help others do it. So it ended up flourishing into Kosmic Sols, to where low-key it's been the idea since 2019. I'm going to put the logo I drew on the screen, which it's bad, I know. But it ended up turning into this, all right? So it was a work in progress, but turning to Kosmic Sols, so where Kosmic Sols, as I mentioned, is to help athletes continue to drive in their purpose, so that's a big thing here. If I can get even one person to actually chase their goal like I should have did when I was playing basketball, then I feel like we accomplished something. We did something here, so hey man, if you want to be part of the Cosmic movement, please go ahead, like this, subscribe to this page. Go ahead and follow us on all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, whatever. And yeah, man, like we gonna be doing events. We're gonna be eventually. I want to get this so big to where, we're helping youth leagues, we're helping youth teams, AAU teams. Like, man, I want to get this to a point where we can literally drive growth in the community through anybody who's chasing their purpose, especially athletes. So yeah, man, that's the story behind Kosmic Sols. I will be making more content, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, man, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day and be safe.